All right, listen, let's get into this for a minute or two here. Bill from Waterford on the instant feedback. Patrice, how is golf not a sport? You compete against other players, and there are no judges involved.
No, you don't.
You physically exert yourself, and you need skill to hit the ball into the hole in the fewest amount of shots. That's Bill.
Then you got
it. Bill.
Hold on. Then you get
stupid.
You get Smokezilla from Whackbag. Any event that you could participate in and be eligible to draw a Social Security check should not be a sport. Good call, Patrice.
Golf is not a. I was sitting there, and I've been listening to this argument that the sports guys have been having lately, trying to figure out who's more dominating at a sport than Tiger Woods. Is it right now? Is it Roger Federer?
Tennis dude, right?
Or was Michael Jordan the most dominant? Golf is not a sport. And I'm going to make it very simple, my argument. It is not allowed to be a sport unless there's defense.
That really sums it up.
Golf.
And that includes other sports.
I'm not saying it's not skill, but you have a very good skill that, thank God, your hobby can make you money.
Your hobby.
Tiger Woods is the greatest hobbyist that ever played. Because it'll be a sport if somebody was actually coming out to try to prevent you from using your skill.
You know, you make a good point.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I grew up as a basketball player, and if there was no defense, I probably would have been the greatest NBA shooter of all time. All time.
Listen, golf is a mental game. Tiger's mentally better. He might be physically better, which gives him advantages to hitting it further.
He works
I'm not saying it's not a skill, but it's not a sport because can somebody stand there and go, "Hey, Woodsy, hey, half cheeky black dude, what you doing? Tiger sucks." Boom, boom.
As soon as you do that,
thrown out.
Yeah, as soon as you do that, they throw you out. Sure.
You have to shush.
All right.
Yep.
What would make it a sport then?
If somebody came out and tried to
tackle him,
okay, ready? A guy was at the top of the hill. It was 10 seconds, right? Tiger, because you can take all the time you want to figure out your putt.
Oh, yeah.
You get 15 seconds to hit the ball, and you go, all right, 15 seconds, click. Now you got a guy 15 seconds away that gets to run at you as fast as he can, and you have to concentrate and hit the ball in the little hole as this dude comes. And once you hit the ball, he can't hit you.
Oh, okay.
But if you're still doing the size up and he's near you, you can bash him right in his face. Then it's a sport. Bicycling, not a sport. Skiing, not a sport.
They said bicycling sport in the office.
Oh, you did make a good point for that.
Type, because they run in teams, so some of them block, and there is a competition between people, so it's competitive in that way.
If it's defense involved,
there's defense involved because they do kind of run block for each other.
Ping pong is more of a sport than golf
because you have a guy that is trying to keep you from making your shots.
Bowling,
and keep the thing bowling.
If you had midgets holding the pins
and they can lift them up,
and you can lift them up, or you can, if you had to learn,
how about a midget goalie? I mean, midgets lifting up the pins, that's just silly.
You got to hook that ball around them.
Just
midget goalie in front.
To make it real.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? You're right, Ope. I'm not even going to exaggerate this.
You can't exaggerate.
We're going to figure out how to make bowling and golf a sport. It's add some type of realistic
I got an idea.
defense.
Well, with golf,
I got an idea.
What about landmines?
Well, that's dangerous.
Well, that's not realistic. That's death.
I got an idea with bowling.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to die when you're doing a hobby.
All right.
Involves the midget.
Puzzle.
Involves the midget.
Got the bowling.
Go ahead.
Involves the midget. I'm bowling. And this is legit. It could actually work.
Okay.
You have a red zone, little square box that the midget must stay in the middle of the lane. Now, in order to get a strike, you really got to be good and hook it.
The skill level.
You got to do that. That hook, you can't just sit there and roll straight on.
Hold on, but what about?
You can't just roll like you know how we bowl.
This is legitimate.
Wait, the midget can't dive to the side?
No,
he's got to stay in the box.
Always stop, but it teaches
it's not really defense.
No, it is defense. It is.
You can't pull the lane away.
Well, wait, hockey. Wait a second.
There has to be some kind. There has to be some kind of interaction.
You can't. There are hockey.
Yeah.
Because the puck is so small though, but the goalie has a workable space.
Right.
To do. Now, if you can get the ball past the midget in that zone.
In the zone.
No, I say he gets the whole lane. Back and forth. Back and forth.
Then let me tell you something. You're never getting
back and forth, not front to back.
Okay, you know what you do then? Widen the bowling alley to 2 sizes.
Yeah.
You widen you now double the size.
All right.
And maybe you chain the midget.
Dude, you need the midget zone because there's no way he sees it coming. He kicks it into the gutter every time.
But as soon as you figure out that
not
shot,
one guy that could get you
as soon
around.
as you figure out that shot where it curves over and he can't touch it, then he's not even playing defense anymore. There's nothing he can do.
You got to be. Let me tell you something. That's where the guy becomes an athlete and a competitor in a sport. You now
he just
bowling.
masters that one shot, and then there's no defense.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they got to hook it, and it doesn't quite hook like they want, as close to the gutter.
Opie, how can you have a skill where your practice doesn't involve competing against someone else to stop you from having your skill?
Mm-hmm.
Where your personal ability is the only thing you're going against. Your score is the only thing you're going against. Gymnastics, not a sport, because no one is trying to prevent. Now, football, you have even basketball, which I think is the maybe other than baseball, maybe hitting a small object at 100,000.
Does basketball really have defense? I mean, let's be honest.
I'm saying, here's the thing about basketball that makes it very difficult. It's almost as if you were juggling, and a guy was trying to take your juggle things out of your hand. So you had to juggle and back up and move while you're juggling. That's what dribbling a basketball is. So if you're dribbling it's reverse juggling. A guy's trying to stop you from juggling. Can you imagine? Do you understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm not saying. That's why I believe Roger Federer is a better athlete, or he's more dominant in his thing than Tiger Woods. I'm not saying Tiger doesn't have a great skill,
right?
But it's not a sport.
Not a sport. And I will now look at what they call sports a little differently.
Well, how do you make golf more interesting? We got the midget and the ball.
You add a 15-second.
Yeah.
I can stop you.
Can you add animals?
Well, no,
like crazy dogs that might run on the course and just grab your ball and run.
You can add distraction.
Yeah.
You can add. Like they're showing the Knicks game. Some dude, some 7-foot monster, is trying to keep you from putting a ball in a small hole. Now, if somebody was trying to prevent Tiger from putting that ball in a small hole, it is now a sport.
Yep.
Simple as that. Skiing is not a sport. Swimming is not a sport.
How is skiing not a sport?
Because it's a skill.
What do you want? Linebackers on the side of the hill?
Yes, that when you're doing downhill
like
skiing,
80 miles an hour,
the guy should be able to bump you like football, bump you off your route. But if you can ski down a hill as fast as you can, which I'm not disrespecting what it takes to learn that.
Amazing.
But it's not a sport. It's a very physical hobby.
I like how he just writes it off as a hobby.
It's a hobby.
It's like building models.
Hold on.
Physical hobby.
Let's go to Don in Jersey. Don, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good.
All right.
Just calling in to tell Patrice, there is a defense in golf. It's Mother Nature. Some days she gets mad and she gets Tiger's balls all wet, and some days she blows his balls all wet.
Let me tell you why that's not true.
Yeah.
They can choose to cut down every tree and build domes. You can play golf in a giant dome.
If you have to.
Stop.
And when they have lightning in the area, they shut down the game anyway.
It's not a sport.
They should make you. How about if they make you play in lightning? Does that make golf a sport?
No, because you can't depend on Mother Nature. That's just dumb.
Just throwing some things out there.
And look at that. And then that makes football. If that makes golf a sport, it makes football a quadruple sport. Because football, not only you deal with someone trying to punch your face off, but you also deal with the snow. You deal with frostbite.
All right, let's say hi to Mike in Cleveland. Mike, what's up?
You know what else might make it a
Hold on.
You know what else might make it a sport? They all tee off at the same time, and the first person to get the ball in the hole. So now they're competing against each other.
Only if.
Mm-hmm.
Only. I'll tell you what.
Hey, he's
Wait a
on
minute.
to something.
No.
Right.
No. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I believe in this. Women
and it's not even. It doesn't matter about your total score. It's how many shots per hole.
Ready?
You win that hole, you get a point.
Right.
Curling is more of a sport than golf. Curling, the thing where the guy takes the broom,
right,
and sweeps, because he can remove your skill.
Even though at the time you're doing your thing, there's no opponents
to stop you. But there's something to prevent you from having your skill.
All right, you got a hole in your theory here because Bert in Philly writes, okay, so the following are sports according to Patrice. Pictionary, Monopoly, curling, chess, checkers, and foosball.
No. Ready? Okay, he think I thought of this.
All right.
Ass. Chess is, ready? Chess is your skill versus my skill, right? But your skill doesn't necessarily prevent my skill from happening. It's your skill is better. Golf, it's my skill versus your skill. But if I could take, at one point, if I can make a decision other than my skill to take your king off the board and just throw it, then it's a sport. If I can smash your face into your pieces,
right?
Yeah.
Then it's a sport. Arm wrestling.
No one would ever win.
Arm wrestling is a sport.
But no one would.
Because it's your arm versus my arm,
right.
and I am trying to break
Wait. All right, I get that. But who wins in chess if you have that little move you could do? No one would ever win.
I think
you have to have a winner in a sport.
If I was bigger and faster and I know how to play chess. See, Tiger might still be a great golfer because say physicality was brought into golf.
Yeah.
Tiger's faster, younger than, say, the Fuzzy Zello or whatever. He punches Fuzzy Zello in the stomach and then golfs.
Right.
So it's not Tiger's fault that he is more of a physical specimen than Fuzzy Zello or somebody. But the fact is, there's no sport, and let's add something else: defense and age. There's no sport where a 20-year-old can compete with a 60-year-old.
True.
None.
You don't even have to sell me on this. And the chess thing, I got that figured out, how to make chess a sport.
Yeah.
Without any physical contact or flicking the various things.
Spiders?
Beforehand. Any spiders.
Spiders walking around the board, then you take the chance to move your piece or not?
You can't have animals or spiders.
I want animals in my sports.
It's got to be competition between people.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Right.
The chess boards are totally changed now in professional chess. Here's how they work. Each little square, you sit there with a little keyboard that the other guy can't see, and you can program up to a certain amount of squares that at any time you want, they just go boing and pop a friggin' thing up. Now, you sit there, and you can do it when there's a pawn on there, if that is what you want to do, or wait and see if a better a piece gets on there, and then boing.
Someone else directly affects your strategy.
So then, no matter how good your skill is, if all of a sudden you're queen, you put it on one of those squares, and boing, and now your queen's gone.
Dude, did I miss the pot party before this show today, by the way? This is all like pot talk.
No, it's not.
This is pot talk.
I am relating. Roger Federer. Federer is more dominant of an athlete in a real sport than Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is a great leisurely man.
Hobbyist.
Oh, he's a hobbyist. But Roger Federer is taking other grown men who have. He's taking a ball and hitting it 100 and whatever miles an hour at another person, and that person has to hit it back at him, and he is better at this than this other guy. This other guy's stopping Roger Federer's skill from happening.
So Tiger's the king of activities.
The king of leisurely activities.
You know what else?
Activities.
You know what else between the golf and the football thing? With golf, Tiger Woods has had some bad outings. And people that aren't even professionals have done better than Tiger Woods has done. These are just people that work at the office. They come in, they golf, they decide they got to be good, but it's just your average schmo. You could never put on the gear, go into a professional go play against a professional football team, and you would end up dead. You would end up dead.
Because
that
of the nature
too.
of it.
Yeah.
Any sport that you could possibly challenge a professional at.
A professional.
I don't know how to
right.
ski, but I can go, you know what? I'm going to try to ski down a hill faster than you. And he can't stop me. So what if
So you're in the
what
game.
if something happens, right? Now, I cannot beat Kevin Garnett in a basketball game, no matter how much the gods are with me. If Kevin Garnett would have to be chained to a chair, and he still might beat me.
And he would have to have the flu.
And he would have to be sick. Maybe even rickets.
Shingles.
But I can say, Tiger, I'm going to go at you, and I'm going to hit this ball. And by the grace of God, it's possible I can get lucky enough to get a hole-in-one or birdie or whatever the stupid things are called.
Birdie.
And it's possible, with luck, that I can beat Tiger Woods' score.
Impossible.
But
what you're getting at is
improbable.
But what you're getting at is you actually are competing with him for the entire round or match.
Right.
In football, you're not competing for the whole game because
it's the first play.
By the first or second play, you're out.
Done.
I'm calling my mother.
How about this? How about this? The uniform you wear for your sport. If you could go out to dinner in that same uniform, it's not a sport. I'm going to add that one.
Dinner.
I'm moving on from the animals.
Okay.
Yeah, like a tennis player can't go out and just go out to a nice dinner in his little tennis shorts.
Oh, so the criteria now, no defense. What's the other one I said? There's another one. You can't wear your clothes. You can't be able to wear.
You can't wear the same clothes to dinner.
And you can't just play it with somebody.
You can't be a regular person right after. You have to be able to take a shower.
Right. And take off your jockstrap. Your sweaty jockstrap.
It was one other reason I forgot to.
Yeah, that there's no chance that you could actually play this game against the professionals.
Right. All right.
This is the worst of the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
Let's see what Cleveland's all about today. What's up, Mike?
Hey, I got an argument for Patrice on that one. It's only a sport if it can kill you.
That's an argument that's kind of for what I'm saying. The possibility of dying during golf, again, is maybe a golf cart hits you, or runs over your foot and your foot gets infected. But
you get nailed by a golf ball in the temple.
Yeah, but that's just.
You ever get hit by a golf ball? It's like being shot.
I've never touched a golf ball. I'm not a hobbyist. How
about the lightning strikes?
That doesn't count. It's just not a sport. It's just not a sport. It's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
Your number against my number, but it's not a sport. It's just not a sport.
All right, let's go to Greg. Greg, what's up?
Hey, morning, guys.
Good morning, Greg.
When I was in college, I developed full contact golf. It was probably the most fun we had when we weren't drinking on the golf course.
Well, how do you play?
All right, it's teams of 4. Each team has a designated hitter. That guy is the one who hits the ball. We kind of do what Anthony mentioned, where everybody starts off, you start off with 2 or 3 different teams. Everyone starts at the exact same time. Now, the other 3 guys on your team that are not your hitters are your blockers. They may not pick up the ball, but everything else is game. So you can block the other teammates into their putter, into other putters. You can block them and hold them over the hole while the other guy's trying to putt the ball into the hole.
What about when you're on? But what about when you're on the fairway?
When you're on the fairway, you're pretty much just beating the crap out of your friends.
Are you getting in the way of the swinging of a golf club?
Jesus. You don't want to get in the way of the swinging of a golf club, but you yourself cannot hit the opposing team's putter. But you can push their own people into the putter. So while you're on the fairway, you're over there pushing a couple of guys, waiting for the guy just before he's about to swing. You start body checking his friends into the swing.
So you could check his friends into the swing.
That's a sport.
Exactly.
That is a sport. And if Tiger was the best at that, I'll go Tiger Woods is better than Roger Federer if he continuously won at what this guy is saying.
Better at a sport.
And you don't get any 100-yard hits. You don't get someone who hits 200-300 yards except off the tee.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you're hitting it like maybe 10, 20 yards. You don't want a full swing. You're not trying to nail your friends with a golf club. And that is fun.
You guys are nuts.
That's fun.
All right, thanks, sir. Let's go to Jimmy in Massachusetts. Jimmy, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Jimmy.
let's go back to the chess situation where you say you need defense in a sport, right?
Yes, sir.
And you say, oh, well, if I reach across the table, grab your face, and smash it into the chessboard,
Okay.
that's a defensive play. Take, say you put my king in check, though.
Mm-hmm.
I now have to make a defensive play and block that check.
Yeah, I think you're talking chess might have to be a sport there, Patrice.
You know what? And I'm not mad.
There is a defense. I was playing chess this weekend, matter of fact. I was doing a lot of defensive moves.
I'm not married to making things not a sport. If you can sell. Now, if you considering that chess has an official defense, like your skill is affected by somebody else, like you can't have your skill if somebody's not trying to stop you. That's all I'm saying. So if you agree that chess will stop, that other person's skill can stop yours, then it's a sport.
Why don't we add another rule? Like if you have a high IQ playing this sport, it's not a sport.
All right, take downhill skiing, racing or whatever. My offense is I'm going to get in front of you. My defense is I'm going to stay in front of you. I'm not going to let you pass me.
Wrong. That's not defense.
How is that? That's defense.
That's not defense. I'll give you chess. Skiing. That's part of the skill. But you can't really affect how fast I'm going. I'm going downhill with you. You can't touch me. You can't do anything. It's the fact that I'm faster on skis than you, which is not a sport. That's my skill is better than your skill. I have mastered my hobby.
All right.
I'm not buying the chess one either.
All right.
I don't think I want to say chess either.
You know why?
It's
It's defense, but once removed. It's not defense against you directly. It's defense once removed to the pieces of the game.
You're adjusting to that guy's move with his skill. You're adjusting, but you're not affecting what he's doing.
Let's go to Matt in Queens. Matt, what's up?
I'm not buying it.
So chess might be a sport now.
No, I'm saying no.
I take it back. Sorry, dude. You almost had me.
Let's go to Matt in Queens. Matt.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Miniature golf. You got that windmill blocking the ball.
Yeah, there you go. Miniature golf is now a sport, Patrice.
You know what?
Mechanical defenses, though.
If you have obstacles,
they got to be. They can't be man-made. They got to be human.
it's not. Thank you, Opie.
It's got to be something that's living and breathing.
Hurdles, the 20-meter hurdles, not a sport.
That's in your way.
In your way, no. Detours, no.
Yep.
That doesn't make it a sport.
Doesn't matter. Track and field, no.
All right.
NASCAR, not a sport.
What? Now you're going to get people crazy. Now you're going to get people crazy.
It is absolutely illegal in race car driving to affect by actually these guys getting to fight. I see it on ESPN. Dude, you clip me. It's illegal to do these things, man.
No, you're allowed to do a little bumping.
No, you're not.
They bump.
It's accepted.
You're gonna get beat up for it.
Smoking weed in Holland or drinking liquor in a bag here. It's accepted, but it's not legal to touch a man's car while he's driving 200 miles an hour.
Absolutely a sport.
Absolutely.
You got team members on the track helping you out, blocking other drivers.
I don't see it as a sport though because it's a car.
Like bicycling.
It's a car.
It's my foot is heavier than your foot, and I'm driving around. It's a skill.
It's transportation.
Listen, everybody. If
you just dumbed down NASCAR to a heavy foot.
It's a skill.
Are you insane?
It's a hobby.
You know how many rednecks listen to us, Patrice?
Listen, I'm saying it's a skill. They should be happy with that.
Very skill.
If you have
I'm not saying you're a bum if you drive a car 200 miles an hour, but I'm saying it's not a sport. You can't. Now, look, if crashing your car against the side of the wall was part of the rules, then it's a sport.
All right.
If I
Let me
can
tell you
stop
something, too. I could drive a couple of 100 miles an hour. I could do it. I could do it today.
Right now.
It has nothing to do with...
You would die in a fiery car crash.
Broken down sons of bitches in a car that could do just as well as a guy that is good at the sport.
And I tell you, here it is. I remember
criteria.
It was an age thing.
Yeah.
It's not a sport if at 45 you can decide to take it up.
Right.
I was reading about this old NASCAR driver over the weekend.
Yeah.
He's going to be, 70, 72?
Oh,
and he's,
Jesus. Stop.
Not allowed.
Stop.
Yeah,
not allowed.
Look it up. It was in the paper on Sunday.
Skill, finesse, all that is there. But sport, I never thought of NASCAR as being a sport.
How about Dave in Philly? Dave, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Listening to us on WISP. What's up, Dave?
Patrice, you couldn't be more wrong, especially about swimming. Swimming requires mental toughness, unbelievable physical endurance.
Yes.
My son is a state champion swimmer in the state of Pennsylvania.
Great for him.
I dare you to get in the pool with him.
I will never beat your son.
Patrice,
But that little sissy is not doing a sport. He is swimming against his own self, meaning that no one, wait, sir, no one, wait a minute, no one can take your son's head and dunk it as he's doing his little breaststroke.
I like the Opie animal idea for this one.
Thank you. It's the obvious. How about you throw sharks in the pool?
Throw sharks.
Is it now a sport?
It has to be
You're
something.
swimming faster and you're trying to avoid the sharks?
Wait a minute. Now, water
How about
polo
a giant
is a
octopus?
sport.
That's a sport.
If your son played water polo, sir, he's an athlete.
Wait,
He is an athlete anyway, but he's not competing in a sport.
The only sports that you're picking on are sports that black guys suck at.
It's not my fault. Maybe that's why they invented those sports, so you can have something to do.
Okay, yeah.
Because your son is a swimmer, you're angry because he can't compete with those big giant N-words that will smash his dumb little butterfly. I'm going to tell you, something is not a sport if you have the term butterfly in it.
I think he's right, Patrice. You people can't swim.
We can't swim. But that's not true. We play hockey now, and you let us in there. Our ankles are stronger.
That's true, I know.
And he's only a state champion for Pennsylvania.
Oh, my God.
How does he do against Florida?
Come on, man, dude. your son is physically gifted, maybe, and he's probably good at it. He's probably skillful at it, but he's not in a sport. How fast he swims, no one can affect how fast he swims. So he's not in a sport.
All right.
Absolutely wrong.
All right, thank you,
How would they affect it?
Because when he is in a competition and he's swimming, the guy in the lane next to him, even though there is a lane line in between them, can go over to that lane line and cause turbulence, meaning water going into his lane.
Shut up.
That's just people cause turbulence when they swim. It's something you got to get over, but it's not.
Wow.
Now
I
pilots
don't see it used much. Yeah.
All right, Dave, thank you. Man, you're firing up some people today.
Because
and the shark, by the way, is too obvious. I say big octopus.
Oh, that'd be scary. Imagine you're just ready to touch the winning, the edge of the pool, and an octopus grabs your foot.
Grabs your foot and pulls you backwards a little bit.
Did he win his argument? Is swimming still not a sport?
It's not a sport.
Thank you.
How about this?
Well,
How about
following
this?
the Patrice rules, no, it's not.
I could turn anything into a sport that isn't a sport.
Right.
Here it is. Swimming. You go to the one end, you do that cool little flip move, and then you got to swim back, right?
Yes.
Whoever hits that first thing, there's a button there. You hit it, every other lane now has a current going in the opposite direction based on the fact that you got to the other side first.
Nope, that's just like hurdles.
But you were the one that did it.
Another person.
Yeah, I got to the end first.
What if you have your opponent works a wave machine?
As you're trying to do it.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's figure this out. So he has a wave machine. But he has to.
And it's important how
has to be
fast
physically exerting to him.
Right.
So.
Oh, now it's completely a sport.
So, but. The only person that works the wave machine is the other swimmer.
Right.
So you're trying to.
If he wears himself out, he's going to suck at swimming.
Exactly.
So he's got to balance. It's a fine balance. Then now that's a sport.
I'll go with that.
That's a sport.
That's a sport.
All
now.
right.
All right. People are just waking up, tuning in, going, "Did these guys smoke pot before their show today?"
This is a legitimate argument.
And you know where this comes from? It comes from people, again, if you didn't listen, Roger Federer, who's more dominant in their sport?
Right.
Roger Federer or Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods is dominant in his hobby. Roger Federer is dominant in a sport.
Here's another one. If you have a lint brush in your equipment bags, can't talk today. It's not a sport.
Brush.
If you can wear a sweater vest,
right.
If you can wear a wife beater sweater.
If you could wear your same clothes to a christening.
If you don't have to take a shower afterwards, swimming, you're already clean. He'll call back and go, dude, you dumb Negro, it's chlorine.
You know, the eyes can burn.
You can swim in a freshwater lake.
The guy never got. Yeah, we can all do it.
If after you complete your sport, you can jump in your car and go to a wedding without changing. It's not a sport.
How disappointed was that guy once he found out his son is not an athlete?
We can all, like, obviously, we wouldn't beat his son.
Of course
swimming,
not.
but I could do it. I could jump in the pool. I could swim to one end. I could swim to the other.
Let's go to Sonny. Sonny.
Hey guys, how the hell can Patrice turn around and say that skiing is not a sport? Is it because dominantly? I mean, I'm starting to agree from that guy from Cleveland that because black people don't participate in all these sports.
Ready? Hold up, sir. I hear your point. Here's the Kramer situation.
Mm-hmm.
I made them mad enough to start going racial. I made great points. No. And if you can name a sport that black people don't. Wait a minute, ready? I'll turn this to. I'll destroy the racial thing.
All right.
Listen.
The 100-meter dash is not a sport.
Black people.
Black people.
Right.
Sports. All right, with the agony of defeat guy rolling down that mountain on his skis.
He got defeated in his hobby. He slipped.
If he got tripped and it was part of the...
Yes. Thank you, sir. Do you see where I'm going? Now...
If you could trip skiers, then it's a sport.
Sir, those old fast-running Negroes, I don't think Jesse Owens was doing a sport.
Right.
Jesse Owens wasn't... Javelin throwing is not a sport.
Yeah, he's beating up his own people there, Sonny.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not a racial thing.
He's saying track and field, all track and field, just about right. I'm trying to think real fast. Yeah, track and field in general is not a sport.
It's athletic. It's an amazing skill. You're fast and running, but it's not a sport.
You cannot put skiing in the.
Yes,
skiing is absolutely in there.
Yes.
Tons of people get killed.
Where's the defense?
Tons of people get killed by the obstacles, and the obstacles are dangerous. I didn't say it wasn't dangerous. It is not a sport because me going down a hill is not affected by another person pushing me, hitting me, or touching me, so I can do it freely. And if I suck too bad and I can't miss a tree, that doesn't make me a athlete.
All right, listen, Patrice. Just to get everyone on the same page, because people are just tuning in for the first time. Basically, Patrice said you need some type of defense to make it a sport.
Defense.
That's what we're getting at. So with skiing, let's say.
Where's the defense?
Let's say defense is a guy with a blowtorch just messing up the course a little bit. Would that be good enough?
Doing something.
Or next thing you know, you're flying down a mountain and you hit like a patch of grass or dirt.
Ready?
That would affect your performance.
We're both going down.
Okay.
And I know. Okay. You know what? What makes skiing a sport? Any James Bond movie where they're skating down and this dude,
and he can do a smoke screen.
He's next to you and he's poking you with those sticks.
Right.
He's kicking you in your face
now
and you
hard.
fall and you win. Because put it this way, if you're better than me and I can beat you by stopping you from being better than me, by doing something that counteracts your ability.
People are mistaking difficulty, skill. They're mistaking that for what you're saying.
Why is that not acceptable? It's skillful.
Right.
It's just not a
sport. You're not
sport.
putting down the fact that it's not a skillful thing that takes years of training to get good at, and not everybody can be very good at it. But it's another thing that people do for recreation. They strap skis on. They strap skis on, go to the mountains, and a lot of people are very good. And they ski, and then they go to the lodge, have a few hot toddies. You never see people, like I said, putting on the helmet, the shoulder pads, getting out there, professional football team, and getting slaughtered.
Right. Even flag football. Nobody's getting touched. But for me to be able to run and keep you from grabbing my towel outside of my pants.
It's competing with a person.
It's a sport.
You're competing with a person.
And if it's accepted that you could drink while you do it, it's not a sport.
That's bowling
Absolutely
too,
not.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
But with golf, because this started with Tiger Woods, what about blindside tackling? What about you're officially against Tiger Woods,
Right.
And your whole job as he's playing is to like kind of blend in with the crowd and then make your move and do your blindside tackle.
Opie, you just made golf a sport. Strategically, now what that adds is an awful kind of pressure.
Right.
So Tiger's looking over his shoulder,
looking around, wondering where the blindside tackle's coming from.
Maybe you get 5. You call it surprises during golf.
Right.
Where 5 times your opponent.
Some guy in the gallery.
Strategically.
That's what I mean.
Some guy just standing in the gallery that's supposed to be one of those claps after the shot guys. And at any hole, this guy could be there and just run out and tackle you.
And like football, they have the Motorola things, and the guy upstairs, and he goes just like a football, like what's the thing? You make a challenge.
Yeah.
Somebody's upstairs going, okay, all right, he's good. Now, sit him now. Wow!
Each golfer has 5 of these guys somewhere on the course.
He would be petrified every hole.
In your mind.
How could you tee off? How could you just...
And you can't, there's no home field advantage in golf because no one can talk, no one can go. Tiger used no fans of Payne Stewart. I think Payne Stewart died, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Hold on really fast.
No fans of him can affect.
Patrice.
You can't even say Tiger sucks.
Yeah, let me throw that in there. Yeah. It's not a sport if you're a viewer or whatever and you're not allowed to cheer and yell.
To cheer or root for your favorite
during
guy.
the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. During game
You can't have
during
concentration during a sport.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just tennis.
Yeah, tennis.
No. Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. That's
point, Dan.
We're talking aspects, Dan. Tennis is a sport because I'm trying to stop you. That is a sport. So we can do that with no audience.
Right.
You can play football with no audience. But I'm saying that football, dude, you're dealing also with people yelling. You're dealing with this guy calling you stupid. Negroes don't play. Now, I got to deal with that as I'm trying to smash somebody in their face or they're trying to hit me in my face.
Yeah.
That's a sport. But golf, shh.
All right.
Kill that squirrel.
Hold on. We got a couple more calls, then we're going to move on here. Joe in Jersey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey.
I agree with Patrice to an extent. And the whole thing is, a sport is something where you compete against another team. Teams have a lot to do with it. You know, if I can't score more than you, it's not a sport.
Thank you. Well, because golf you can score more than me. You can it scores.
Yeah, but you know what? I should be able to shoot ahead of you then. And if you get up to my hole and you can pass me, then you could tackle me and stop me from making a putt.
Yeah,
There's plenty of ways to make it a sport.
Yeah,
let's go to Chris in Pittsburgh. Chris, he knows how to make skiing a sport. Go ahead, Chris.
Patrice, I think the only way you'd be able to make skiing a sport, let's say that Anthony is the skier. You stand on the hillside with a hose and spray him as he tries to get down the hill.
Yes, and,
all right, that's good.
I have to be the skier.
Right.
I have to then ski.
Yeah, you can't have a designated hose guy.
And it has to be strategic.
The hoser.
It has to be a strategic time where I can use the hose.
Can we sell this to ESPN? We're coming up with a great show, man. Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you something.
Can you imagine if we...
Should I
even
open my mouth about this today? Because this is a show.
This is so a show.
This is a show, and I was...
You get people that...
Real sports.
Hold on. You get people to sign away their lives, and you play golf our way, the Opie and Anthony and Patrice way, where you got 5 guys on your team somewhere ready to blindside you. Blindside tackles.
Oh, I was sitting there going, should I say? Because who wouldn't watch? It's like, okay.
Who wouldn't watch a downhill skier and you don't know where that...
We make them a sport.
The fire hose is coming from.
The fire hose guy is.
Fire hose guy.
Oh, God, I'm so pissed.
Just knocks him off his feet.
Who wouldn't watch that? Who wouldn't watch that? Who would watch golf every Sunday if you knew at any given time there was going to be
someone's going to come running out and just blindside him?
Kind of like the new Tiger Woods commercial where he tackles the dude.
There you go.
Imagine if you get to see that during the actual sport or the competition, whatever.
And Opie, did you see that they made a big deal out of that Tiger tackled the dude?
Yeah.
Because Tiger innately knows he's not doing a sport. So, but he's athletic. So when he did that, they was like, "Hey man, Tiger."
He was showing that he is an athlete.
Hey, dude, you got to be careful. They got stuntmen for that. And Tiger's like, "I can do that."
Right.
Did you see how upset, and I think it was the first Jackass or one of them, that the golfers got when they blew off those air horns in the bushes? They'd hide in the bushes, wait for these guys to tee off, and blow the air horn. Hey now.
Yep. Yep.
Should be able to do that.
Opie.
All right.
That's good.
We start with golf. We'll end with golf. Here's Ken. Ken, what's up?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, man.
What's up?
I think Patrice is absolutely right. It is an acquired skill. It is not a sport. Anything like bocce, darts, bowling that you can play while drinking a scotch and having a cigar is definitely not a sport. It's an acquired skill.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Anything you can play at a nudist camp is not a sport.
Billiards could possibly, under my rules, could possibly maybe be a sport. That's kind of like chess.
Oh,
But
we've
it's
all
kind of
played.
like a chess one. You're through second generation of defense. You're not physically your body defending, but you're putting balls in position.
It's not a sport if it's just obstacles.
Right.
Okay.
But we've all
Physically, somebody
played extreme pool. Who hasn't played extreme pool where you're allowed to shoot at the guy who's trying to shoot?
Oh,
You get a little drunk and it becomes
the
a whole
balls are
new
launching
thing.
off the table.
Oh, yeah, that's smacking into each other full speed. What?
that idea.
I love your idea.
Oh, yeah.
No, just kidding. He's doing nothing. Get him in there right now and
Pitch it.
and pitch it.
Get him to pitch it.
All right, why don't we move on? We got the 72. He's 72. NASCAR run at 72. Good old James
No one with a
Hilton,
swollen
right?
prostate should be able to do anything.
Run the
72.
I believe he
the
was.
Ford Model T. Gets it out there.
Crank it first.
They're just passing him at 200 miles an hour. He's doing like
Probably wears a
38.
scarf and big goggles.
Those big goggles, yeah. Driving gloves and a hat.
Can I go with the hack line? He's going to have his blinker on the whole time. Because he's old. He's going to have his left hand blinker on the whole time.
Music is playing.
Loser. No blinkers in NASCAR, so it's impossible. It's got to be based on reality. Yeah, good old James Hilton making a NASCAR run at 72. At an age when some 72-year-olds are having their licenses repossessed, James Hilton is cranking it up on a racetrack at the Daytona 500 at 185 miles per hour plus. Yeah, they've been joking about it, Hilton said the other day from his shop in Inman, South Carolina. They said Jeff Gordon came into the garage area too hard and ran over my walker.
You're driving around in a little rascal. One of those little souped-up little rascals.
Whatever, he's going to...
His car, it should come with a Tommy gun and someone trying to kill him.
on the running boards.
Right.
Muggsy.
That would make NASCAR a sport if you could have that going on. Right, you got your guys. You got your guys shooting out tires as you go.
Out. Or yeah, the other people from the other pit crew, when they come into the pits, they can throw down those police spike strips when they're ready to leave the pit. Brand new tires.
We got Winnie. We got him. Well, Winnie, what's up? Make it fast, will you?
Okay, I just want to know, is mugging a sport?
Mugging.
Why?
Mugging somebody. Well, it's
Yeah, that's, let's see. It's a guy, and he's in direct competition with somebody else.
somebody else.
And there's a valuable prize at the end.
Hell, then.
Listening to all these crazy things here, and it just dawned on me.
Well, Winnie, if you're going to go that far, you might as well go all the way. Then rape's a sport.
Rape would be a sport.
Let's be honest here.
It truly is.
It came out of your mouth, but we got to take it to the limit on this show.
There's two people involved. One is trying to protect something from another competitor, another athlete.
And one is certainly trying to score.
Right.
Okay, bye-bye.
You know, when you put one between the uprights.
She was not ready to go the distance with that one.
I understand,
She had her little funny mugging quirk,
Right, well,
which probably had a tinge of racialness to it. And then it's
it
like,
did.
hey, rape's a sport. All right, you went too far.
All
Goodbye.
right, I'm done with you.